Anamaria,
La première.
ici, Kate et Julien, ici. Donc aujourd'hui, comme vous l'avez vu sur notre empowering themselves as couples working together, have Anamaria working with her husband Richard, and so you will tell us your story. Kate and Julien also are here, also as a couple, so understanding what they have done and why, and where they are starting from and where they are now. So it's so great. It's a food industry, design industry, and beauty. Thank you.
So good morning, bonjour, welcome. So here is Kate and myself, Julien. I've heard quite a lot about Global Woman since a long time because I'm following on Instagram, as well as heard about the different locations, and then since it was in Paris, kept on telling me, oh, you need to come, but just to be, just to watch. And then I found out I was actually a guest speaker the other day, so here I am.
Yes, thank you for being here.
So actually our story with Kate is that now it's been 10 years ago, we met in Paris. So we met in Paris. We moved in together after 3 days of meeting each other, which is quite crazy, and we're still together. A lot of people were telling us, you guys are crazy, you don't know each other, how can you move in together so fast? And all her friends were telling her, don't be with him, and every person that I knew were telling me, oh, why are you moving in with her straight away? You should not be with her. But the only problem is that myself, I was general manager or director of a restaurant which is in Place Vendôme. So I was all the time at work from 10 in the morning all the way to 2 in the morning. And Kate, actually, she was working a boulangerie, which is down the street with Bussy. So you just cross the road and you arrive to her last ward where she was working. So we would never see each other because she was working from 7 in the morning till 6 o'clock at night in the afternoon, and me, I was working all the time. So we were thinking, what can we do to see each other more? Because she was telling me that maybe our relationship will not last so long if we never see each other. What's the point?
And also, isn't there another element in your story that you missed? There's a third element in your story that you didn't talk about.
Jake. On a eu un enfant.
Yeah. So we had a child, which his name is Jake, and because my name is Julien and her name is Kate, so we wanted to mix the two names together to make one name. So we found Jake. So since
Can you spell Jake?
So.
J-A-Y-K-E.
And since Kate, I think like all women, she had really this passion for beauty and for well-being. What we thought is to open up a beauty salon. So to do that, we went abroad to do quite a lot of
certification?
Diplomas, certification, and things like this. So then we opened up our beauty salon, which is in the 11th arrondissement on Avenue Parmentier. And we do everything from, everything that concerns beauty. Kate can tell you a little bit about it.
Tout ce qui est tatouage semi-permanent.
So microblading, microshading, candy lips, Russian lips, taches de rousseur, teeth whitening. We can take off tattoos. We can do like micro needling, baby glow.
And so I have a question. Okay, so I have a question. So if we see the picture, you were both working from more than 9 to 5, really wearing your ass off, really like a lot of hustle and bustle, and because you were employees and you had no freedom, so you could not see your child and you could not see each other. So this totally brought you freedom, right?
Exactly.
Freedom of everything.
Exactly. So For example, what we do is we don't have opening hours where we open at this time and we close at this time. We only take upon appointments. So we regroup all the appointments, so there can be a day where we can, if there's a lot of work, we can finish at 11 at night. Like sometimes there's less rendezvous, less appointments, and we can finish at 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. And when we want to take holiday, it's not like beforehand where you have to go see your boss and say, oh, please, can I put my holidays? I need to go this date. And he's going to say, no, we have a lot of people, you cannot go in this time. So yeah, it has changed quite a bit. And now that we've been doing that for a bit of time in Paris, now we've decided to have another challenge. So yeah,
from employee, where without freedom and also the finance.
Yeah,
Because
so-
that's what entrepreneurs want. Time, freedom of time and freedom
of finance. It's true that with finance that now we've bought a flat in Paris. We actually did an investment in, I don't know if you know in English, but it's called Viager. So really lovely house just outside of Paris, about 1 hour from Paris, with a swimming pool. So you have to look at as an investment. And now what we thought with Kate is, because we see how things are turning out in France, we want to go and try a new experience in Canada, in Quebec. So we want to do the same thing here, but in Canada. So on the 24th of August, we are flying abroad. So the flat, we started to put it on Airbnb. Now there's going to be the World Cup of Rugby, which is coming in September. There's as well the Olympic Games. And as well, Airbnb is such a great platform because they're already all fully booked for all those dates. So yeah, that's
actually it's a pretty great success. It's a pretty great success because everything you touch is a success, right? Yeah.
Ça dépend.
Moi j'ai parlé, c'est la seule.
Non, après, c'est comme partout, il y a des hauts et des bas, hein, mais on essaye d'avancer, en fait. C'est vrai qu'on a eu pas mal de problèmes aussi par rapport à l'Institut, parce que pour un business, c'est pas très facile. Mais on essaye de se dire que ça va aller, et puis c'est pour ça aussi qu'on a envie un peu de changer de vie.
Ouais.
Pour plus,
Ouais.
pourquoi pas.
Ouais. Très bien, bravo.
C'est quoi le nom de la société?
L'univers de beauté, pour l'instant, mais on ferme bientôt, donc si vous voulez venir, vous avez 2 mois.
Oui, les deux prochains mois. Next 2 months, yeah, you can.
So what we have done is we sold le fonds de commerce, on a vendu, ça a été signé. On rend l'institut le 31 juillet et après en fait on organise tout pour que l'arrivée au Canada se fasse le plus smooth possible. Entre le logement, les assurances maladie, les choses comme ça. Et puis après ici,
It's a transition.
voilà, faut vraiment faut annuler tous les abonnements qu'on avait qui nous servaient à rien, des assurances, comment on va gérer le Airbnb de là-bas, comment il va tourner, s'assurer que il y ait des personnes qui puissent venir si au cas où cette personne-là est malade ou si elle nous abandonne, elle dit finalement c'était pas fait pour moi.
So this is the other side. That's
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
side
c'est
of
pas
the
tout beau et
shiny.
tout. Voilà.
Yes, you have the reality.
Ouais,
The reality is that you have to set up everything, organize everything, and of course.
Big
Wow.
challenge.
Big challenge, but
Ouais.
wow, congratulations! Yeah, thank you. You can stay here. So, Anamaria. So we have met through friends. Actually, know what you are doing with your husband, if I may say, and you will tell. It's organizing high-end dinners with a small group of people, where you give them the opportunity to taste excellent or unique wines, high-end wines or great wines and champagnes. Right. Okay. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'll start from the beginning, since this is
Yes,
couples. Okay,
sure.
my name is Anamaria. I'm half English, half Colombian, married to a Frenchman, so. and that's how I ended up in Paris. My story started also 33 years ago when I met my husband in Miami, in the States, and we started. So I've been married 33 years, working together 33 years. So that's double. That's double, so that's 66 years. So I'm done. And so we started working together on this adventure, because it's an adventure when you're married, but also working together, which is also it takes. It's a different kind of partnership, both ways, professionally and personally. And we started working in the States, and my husband had a consulting company where we assisted French companies that wanted to establish themselves in the States, in the Caribbean and Latin America and Central America. So it's basically marketing and consulting. And in 1997, it was the telecommunications market changed in Europe. In the States, it was already competition. In France, it was been a monopoly, France Telecom, and the market was just starting to opening, and there was a business opportunity there. So my husband came first because he started the business, and then I said, I'll come 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 20 years, and then I gave up. So we stayed here. We were in telecommunications. We saw the change in the French market from a very monopoly to the competition that opened, and we also saw the whole transition of telecom from mobile phones to internet to data. So we did fixed lines, mobile, data, security, IP, voice over IP, etc. So there was when there was a little phone, when there was a little antennas all over Paris. Yeah, so we really saw the change. So it was a fascinating time, both for internet and I think what we've lived through, and what today the younger generation and our kids are going into, but all this had 20, 25 years, and it's been an exciting change. So I did that for 20 years. So I so I know what you say when this ups and downs, and it's not easy, entrepreneur, and the side of holidays, vacation. I'm not sure if it's the same kind of business, but today I think it's very hard also to make a difference and to separate the personal life with professional life when you work and live together, and even if you don't, because you're all the time have your mobile phone, the smartphone, you're contacted, so you're all the time answering, whatever age group, whether you're 15, 20, 18, men also, but I think a woman has different times, and I think that sometimes you also have to make priorities, concessions, and which are your choices. So it's you can't. I think it's hard to have everything at the same time. But maybe you have it at different times in life, and that's part of it. So I started looking into doing different things, and after living in Paris for 20 years, and the beautiful city in the world, but you do become a bit blasé when you live here, because you're working, you're living here, and but you can't eat croissants every day, or cheese every day, that thing like that. So and then I started looking at Paris again through. We also changed neighborhoods. We're in the 16th, which is a more busy bourgeois, and then moving to the 7th, and suddenly you started seeing Paris with different eyes, more different arrondissements are very different. So more maybe as a tourist or as a foreigner, you start seeing the wows again. You know, people that are like, wow, it is, and you forget. You obviously in other countries you don't have that. So the French don't always realize what there is here. And then I started looking more into the French gastronomy and wines and champagnes, and working into this. And our first step was to move towards China, because at that time, before COVID, China was also a big trampoline. That's what we're saying, there's ups and downs, and you try different avenues until, it's testing and trying. And at that time, China was a big trampoline to the market, and it was a big, then we had, so we were organizing everything towards the Chinese market on cross-border e-commerce. And then there was the part with COVID, and COVID changed everything. So the world changed, we changed also. And all the work that had been done, which I had done also as a venture, I did it, I just changed it, and I created wine, which is le cercle wine, des grands amateurs de vin. And this has two activities. One activity, which is the activity, we are wine merchants, so we source wine. We've been very lucky that in a year we were able to get the Allocations, which are reservations I started off in the Champagne region, so
Yeah,
in a
it's
year,
true.
yeah.
Yes. May I ask you a question? What is allocation? Because we talked many times and you told me about that. Can you explain?
So allocation is like a reservation. So when there is like a small production, so the supply is limited, whether it be in fashion, in wine, and then there's a high, and also for what we call haute couture de champagne, the couple, which are products which are very sought after, small production, big demand, and the prices
This
can
is
go
the price.
down. And that's an allocation.
You know
That
about
can
that?
happen in fashion, it can happen in different in gastronomy, it can happen in a restaurant, like reservations. Well, they say you can have so much, and that's what you can have, and that's reserved in advance. So that's also, we've been very lucky to have that. That's work also done with my husband also, who helps a lot of that side, on the wine side, and more maybe champagne, because champagne is a least from the farm, and the wine section. And then then I also saw that people, obviously you're interested in trying new experiences, you know,
Yes.
wherever it is. But also in gastronomy, people enjoy it, and even after COVID, people want to pleasure, enjoy, take care of themselves, wellness. So maybe the priorities have changed, but still, you know, we were locked up for 2 years, so you have to make up for that and enjoyment. And then I saw that people also like not just discovering or trying new products, but also sharing, le plaisir de partager.
Convivialité.
Convivialité. So where it's wine, champagne, it's not just drinking it, but it's who you drink it with, where you drink it with, the ambiance. And there's different, and we started doing the wine tasting, champagne tastings, master classes, and dinners, as ELISA was saying, where people can, it's a small committees, people can share the views. Some people are real experts, like someone you know very well,
Yes.
your husband, who is like passionate and connoisseurs. Sometimes you have people who just want to learn, just curious, and it's mix of people. And sometimes you have people that take notes, you know, who are really into it in master classes. But we try to do different profiles. And we have an event on the 19th, so you will be invited on the 19th of June, Monday, at La Maison de l'Amérique Latine, which is a cocktail party with Chandon. So it's La Vie en Rose, so ladies, you're invited today. Voilà, so before I leave, I'll take all your details. And so that's how I got today here with ELISA. Thank you for the invitation. But it all started from an experience as a couple, because I think working as a couple, I think it's important that you do complementary things. You do different things in a couple when you're working together, but that it works together, that it matches, and that you move forward together. And it's a great adventure. It's not easy, but it's like you were saying, like any adventure, it's not easy whether you have a partner, it's not your husband, or whether it is, you know. But it's an interesting adventure, and good luck to you also, because anyway, so I don't know. I think you know, that's my story, and how I ended up in Paris and here today.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's amazing. And you know, this lady crossed the ocean from west to east, and we crossed the ocean from east to west. I'm the traveler.
But just here, there's a mixture of cultures.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
that's what makes it
exactly.
interesting.
But the story is absolutely amazing. Do you have any questions?
I have a question. Why Canada?
Why Canada? Because so if you take, for example, America,
Yes.
you have to,
I know about
and you
America.
take, for example, France. So in France, just to give you a rough idea, here in France, URSAF. So just this year, we paid 35,000 euros in URSAF. As well, the TVA, 20%. We roughly around 40,000 euros. So then with Kate, I mean, we're telling ourselves we have to take more insurance, like for our retirement plan, because as entrepreneurs in France, if it's a small business, you give a lot, but you have like absolutely no rights. So for all those reasons, we thought France is a great country if you want to come and you want to work for somebody, and you know, because you will have a lot of rights and things like that, carte vitale and retirement plan and all this. You don't have to pay for it, so it's great. But if you want to do your own business,
From the salary.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to do your own business, you give too much. France and Denmark are the two countries where you give away a lot. Then we looked at the United States, but the United States, the problem is that you don't have any health insurance plan. So this will cost you quite a lot. So then it kind of balances it out. And the only country that we had a look, except from, because myself, I went to the UK for 7 years. It's quite good, but with the Brexit, it kind of like lowered. Australia is quite far, and plus you need to go there before you're 30, 35 because it's with a point system. And Canada, actually, it's between America and it's between France. So they are business minded, but they give you kind of health plans and things like this. And so we thought that is the middle line from there. And as well, and the taxes as well. The taxes as well are much lower than what you're going to find in France. And
Are you going to go to the Montreal area?
so we're going to go to the Quebec area because as well, I looked at Vancouver. Vancouver is really expensive. Toronto, it's becoming the new New York. It's really skyrocket. So you'll pay really expensive for rent, but I mean you'll like break even. And then I looked at Montreal, and really Montreal is, I don't know what's going on there, but a lot of people are going there at the moment. And then you have Quebec City in the province of Quebec, and it's just like at the moment it's booming, and it's really a city where first of all you don't pay with your water bills. The water is included. The rent is it's quite cheap for what you get. So it's quite interesting. Like for example, just now. What I had to do is because we're leaving an apartment here and we didn't want to bring all our furniture there, I had to check on LinkedIn and do some research if this company for where we're going to be renting a flat really exists. So because I couldn't believe it, they made us sign for 12 months and they said we'll not make you pay for the 2 first months. So it's because you're coming to welcome you for 2 months. You don't pay, plus it's all furnished. In the building you have a gym, a spa, a pool, and plus she said, do you want me to give you a check or should I put it on your bank account straight away? They give you 1,995 Canadian dollars upon arrival to welcome you as well, to say thank you.
Make a bonus.
Yeah, and
I'm coming.
That's what I thought. Everyone is gonna come. Yeah.
And the thing in France, you would never find that. So as soon as she told me all that, I went on LinkedIn, on Google, and I tried research. I said, is it like
real joke?
Is it a real? Yeah, exactly.
It's a prank.
Yeah, is it a prank? Exactly. And no, it's real because even on the wire transfer, it's the name of the company. It's not like some sketchy name, you know, somebody else. So for all those reasons, I chose Canada, and plus myself, I was born in Canada, but I left Canada when I was 1 year old, and I've never gone back. So I thought it'd be a great opportunity to go back, and every single person that I've spoken to about Canada, they all told me, oh my God, I've been to Canada, it's fantastic, or I know some people that've been there, they've never come back, they say it's really great. Because if you hear all the people that say, oh no, Canada's really cool, but it's a city which it's quite adapted to the climate, to the cold. So it's a dry cold. So cold there is cold, but it's not like a 10 degrees sometimes in France with a wind, a little bit of rain coming down on your face. Might be colder here. So we want to go there and have a look and see how it is. And
oui, on y va. On a dit 1 an. On va voir.
That's what happened to me, you're from Maurice.
Parce que moi, en fait, je veux aller aux États-Unis. Moi, je vais aller aux États-Unis, en fait.
Mais from Canada, you don't.
They can go there.
It's
C'est
On va tester avant le Canada et après, si. On verra. Canada et après, peut-être les États-Unis.
Ouais.
On verra.
no, but
We'll meet in 1 year. We'll meet next year with Anamaria and Kate, and we'll see where they are.
but
You
for-
know, Anamaria, it's still like, oh, we're gonna see.
We're gonna see.
It has been in how much
Exactly.
years?
20 years.
20 years.
Yes.
On verra.
Non, je pense que
I think Canada is quite good but for example, Kate, she's somebody who, like everybody, likes to go to the dentist, likes to go to the doctor, likes to take her son all the time. Oh, he has a little small cold. Oh, please take him to the hospital and sign. And, you know, so like I told her, if she's like that in America, then you need to take yeah, because we have her uncle, which is living in Houston, Texas, and recently he had to, but he has a really good job there. He has a really good job. He has really good insurance. And how much was the bill for the hospital?
$150,000.
Ouais. $150,000, and he paid.
15
He paid $15,000 with a really good insurance.
Oh my gosh.
So I told her if every month you will go to this is why if you go to the hospital in America, I think there's no wait. There's no queue. You go straight away. Here you go to the hospital in France because of course it's free.
But it's not free, you pay for it. That's
Yeah,
what
you
I
pay
think.
for
People
it.
think
Brazil
it's
is free, just to say.
We pay.
And it also depends on the mutuelle, because
La mutuelle, ouais. Ouais.
there's I mean, I'm self-employed and, you know, I have a mutuelle. Between the Social Security and mutuelle, I'm out of pocket, and sometimes it's a lot.
Where, in France or in
France.
yeah, in France.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for example, us as well. We took for the retiring, we have protection juridique. We took all the insurance that exists, you know.
Yeah.
Prévoyance. I mean, really everything. Like every month, it's just around 2,000 euros.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
Assurance vie, really every insurance that exists, we have. You know, so I said to Kate, you know, okay, if we go there, how much would it be in America for an insurance? So that's why, let's go to Canada, see how it is there, then after we can try out America. If America is okay, and you take your vitamin C every single day, and you become sick somehow, you know.
Okay. Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. Wow, what an experience, what a life, right? And you too. I mean, we can see. And what would be your last word? Being working together as a couple, do you think what is a glue? What is a glue? What is like maybe one word or 2 words, 3 words? What is a glue that helps?
That helps. I think you do have to make concessions on both sides, and I think there's not a feuille de route. There's not just one path. You need to be in life, I think, when you're working together, flexible and adaptable, and you're always moving forward. So I think you always need to see the glass half full rather than half empty, because if you start seeing, you know, depressed, no, you have to always think tomorrow, and carry on, and that's maybe one of the most important things. And advice for you is always, you know, move forward, and it'll never be just straightforward and easy. But life is not, you know, but it's always zigzags or there, but you get there at the end, and you need to be positive. And whatever you're starting, different businesses with the ladies, you know, it's but it's a great adventure, working together as a couple or as independent, you know, on your own. But being an entrepreneur and creating something is challenging, and there's ups and downs, but it's great to do it yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
So, good luck to you.
And for you, Julien and Kate, what would be the glue, la glue entre vous qui vous fait fonctionner?
Les deux.
Oui. Qu'est-ce qui vous tient ensemble?
You have to listen.
Peut-être
So,
l'amour, non?
me,
Bah oui, c'est moi quand j'ai rencontré Julien en fait c'est, je sais pas, c'était lui en fait. Et depuis c'est toujours pareil.
c'est vrai qu'on fait tout ensemble, et il y a plein de gens qui disent je comprends pas comment vous faites ça, parce que on se lève, on va travailler ensemble, on rentre à la maison ensemble, si on sort, bah, c'est pour sortir ensemble, on part en vacances ensemble, on est tout le temps ensemble. Et il y a plein de gens, par exemple pendant la période Covid, des clientes qui viennent, ou même des hommes qui viennent à l'Institut de beauté. Ils ont dit, oh là là, pendant la période Covid, j'étais là avec mon mari, mes enfants, c'était compliqué. Et ils n'avaient pas l'habitude.
60 years, c'est double, hein. When you work together, it's like double.
Et sauf que nous, comme on travaillait à l'Institut, et en fait, nous on a pris ça comme vraiment un bonheur. Pendant le Covid, bon, juste pour le côté financier, c'était un peu compliqué, mais après, passer du temps en plus avec notre fils Jake, en famille et tout ça, on avait vraiment un super programme. On se levait, c'était petit déjeuner, goûter, dîner, à minuit on se refaisait des trucs. Après, c'est pour ça qu'on a pris beaucoup de poids et on faisait des jeux, badminton, pétanque, un peu de gym. Non, vraiment, nous on a bien apprécié cette période-là. Et après, pas tout le monde pourrait faire ça. Alors,
en fait, the glue, c'est l'amour. En fait, c'est l'amour, la patience,
On se ressemble beaucoup.
l'écoute de
En
l'autre.
fait, lui, c'est moi en version homme et enfin.
Ouais, c'est ça. Oui,
C'est les deux, c'est comme ça en fait.
La fusion.
Oui.
c'est la fusion. Oui.
On pense pareil.
Ah oui.
Oui, mais du coup, vous vous complétez pas, vous êtes pareil.
On est
Alors que
pareil.
là,
Non,
vous
c'est-
vous
ouais,
complétez.
Oui, là, vous vous complétez.
Ouais, non, les deux, on est pareil en fait.
Ah, bravo, magnifique. Wow. That's the last word. Bravo, bravo. Bah, écoutez, merci beaucoup Anamaria. Merci du fond du cœur. Et Kate et Julien aussi, merci beaucoup. J'apprécie beaucoup votre présence et d'être venu, d'avoir passé un peu cette petite peur parce que c'est votre première fois face à une audience.
Ouais. Au début, nous on pensait qu'on allait être là et au final on est ici.
Voilà. Eh ben super, merci beaucoup.
Bravo Elisa for tricking us.
Welcome.